Honorable Prime Minister was very clear from the beginning that we must bring a modern, progressive, investor-friendly, world-class policy for the next bidding round. Someone pointed out the other day that the total production of oil and gas from NEL block is equivalent to only 3 days of India's oil consumption. My dear friend, Mr. Saraf will not be happy with this statement. With the experience of several litigations and not very encouraging production output from NEL plants, we decided not to go for the incremental policy change, but to have a complete new policy. Help is an outcome of this. Friends, Honorable Prime Minister has just completed a very positive visit to the United States, where he had talked about the convergence between his vision for New India and also mentioned about the need of having good governance with fast development. Series of reforms and new initiatives have been taken in direction in the last 3 years. Slowdown seems to have become the new norms in the global economy. India, on the contrary, has managed to maintain its GDP growth rate at over 7% last 2 years. Even after the demonetization initiative, the annual GDP growth for financial year 16-17 is over 7%. The government is aiming at doubling the GDP growth in coming years. India is marching steadily towards emerging as a leading global economy, aided by several transformational reforms and innovative campaigning by the government. The economic policies are complemented by a series of proactive initiatives such as Make in India, Digital India, Ease of Doing Business, Skill India and Startup India. As India moves forward and shapes a positive growth story, we hope to build a new India, Bhavi and Divya Bharat, driven by complete transformation of the country through enhancing education and skilling programs and incorporating innovation in all our lives, as envisaged by Honorable Prime Minister. Friends, the new India is agile, the new India is enterprising. It is keen to meet investors and eager to adopt new ideas. Our policies are industry friendly and transparent. We have created an enabling environment for industrial investments that has grown at an unparalleled speed in the last few years. India is fast among the world's most attractive investment destination. FDI in India was at the highest level in 15-16 at a time when the global FDI has fallen. The total FDI investment in India received during April 2016 March and March 2017 rose 8% year on year to around $60 billion, indicating that government's effort to improve ease of doing business is yielding positive results. Coming to the recent times, the introduction of the Goods and Service Tax or the GST on the 1st July will be a path-breaking step towards good time in Indian business and economic development. Similarly, HELP is the new kind on the block, new kid in the block in India's hydrocarbon industry. I believe will make an equally significant impact. Hence, I consider today's launch of National Data Repository and Open Acreage Licensing Program as a historic occasion. Our government completed 3 years in office in May 2017. In this little over 3 years, we in Petroleum Ministry have made a sincere attempt to do efficient, different things as well as to do things differently. Exploration and production sector has remained a main focus area, more so after Honorable Prime Minister asked us to reduce import dependence by 10% by 2022. Out of 42 cabinet decisions taken during the period in our sector, 22 are in the E&P sector. They range from gas price reform to 9 points PSC reform to streamlining CBM sector to extension of pre-NEL blocks to holding DSF rounds, etc. This policy decision have empowered the government to undertake around about 10 significant reforms measures which will benefit industry, participant in the ENP sector. These reforms range from National Seismic Program to Discover Small Field Policy to reform initiative for enhancing domestic production such as incentive for production and difficult areas to help and so on. We can proudly claim that we have not only brought in policy reform, but we have also implemented them. As much as 52% of India's sedimentary basins are still unapprised. The last time that seismic data acquired in the unapprised sedimentary basin was undertaken by the government was nearly 25 years ago. We realized that the lack of updated, validated G&G data on Indian sedimentary basin was hampering our ENP efforts. That's why the National Seismic Program was started last year. At the same time, the government has also taken up reassessment of hydrocarbon data of existing sedimentary basin for fresh volume estimation. There has been no bidding of domestic exploration blocks since NELP 9, which was launched way back in 2010. We come out with policy on discovered small fields, and the first bidding round under DSF has been a resounding success with 44 fields awarded. It is satisfying to see that many of the winners were new content entrants in this industry. The government is also working proactively on a number of other fronts to make the upstream sector vibrant. On the regulation side, as you are aware, marketing and pricing freedom have been given to operators for blocks awarded under CBM, DSF, difficult area and health policy. We are working on the creating necessary supporting infrastructure, work on the national gas grid, including Pradhan Mantri Urja Ganga, has been fast-tracked. We are also working on establishing a gas trading hub to develop a robust marketing system. Having come thus through, the government now want to propel India's CNP in the next higher orbit. As you all know, most of our production of oil and gas come from the nomination field, with ONGC and Oil India having the whole. We have now started monitoring these fields and have given new benchmark to the national oil companies to increase their production. The international benchmark of recovery of oil from the reservoir is 35% to 40%, and that for recovery of gas is 55 to 70%. In India, the current recovery factors of ONGC and Oil India for crude oil are as low as 27% and 23%. In case of natural gas, it is 54% and 43% for ONGC and Oil India respectively. In this context, we are coming up with new policies on EOR-IOR, production enhancement contract, shale oil and gas policy for NELP and pre-NELP blocks, next set of PSC reform, second bidding round under DSA policy, and so on. There is a need for introducing a new thinking, new technologies, and remaining ahead of the curve. I am told ENP sector should have major investment in the Internet of the Things, digital oil fields, oil infrastructure linked to the network, ability to monetize micro reserves are the new areas we need to look at. Recently, during my visit to a marginal oil field in Vienna, I was exposed to best practice how to use sensors and small in-house innovation to reduce cost of production and technology to monetize small gas production. In contrast, today morning a visitor pointed out how India we have practiced like having ideal rigs and other assets, all scientific inventory and HR management, flaring of gas and remaining which are keeping us behind the technology curve. I urge the potential investor in this new bidding regime to come ahead with a new approach. We have diligently strived to make India ENP sector attractive for investors. We realize that Indian companies need to partner with the world's leading ENP players and that we need to deploy the world's foremost technology available to full unlock the potential of Indian upstream sector. In this context, I welcome the recent announcement of British Petroleum and Reliance Industries Consortium to invest 40,000 crores in KG Basin. Government has consciously tried to reduce administrative and regulatory roadblocks and to infuse new technologies. Just to cite one example, the bidding of discovered small fields on e-bidding platform was the first ever bidding for exploration block in India and carried out through e-bidding platform. This made the bidding process both transparent and speedy. Going forward, the government remains committed to making sustained and significant efforts to liberalize the sector by simplifying processes, increasing market access, and bringing developments in the technology domain with the aim to enhance the efficiency of our oil and gas industry. We are offering greater choice for investments in the sector. There has never been a better time to invest in India's CNP given the ample opportunity available to you all. The recently concluded Discover Small Field Round bid was a small yet encouraging step to gauge the positive investor sentiment for Indian hydrocarbon industry. And we hope to take this momentum forward with today's event. National Data Repository has come forth as an integrated data repository of ENP data of the Indian Sedimentary Basin in the line with the Digital India incentive of our Honorable Prime Minister. We expect open acreage license to accelerate exploration activities in the country, since investors can express their interest in an area which they feel has prospective without waiting for the formal bidding. I will not go into the details of the India and open acreage license policy here, since my colleague from Ministry and DGS have already shared the elements featured earlier. We are convinced that technological reforms are critical to revitalizing our upstream sector. It is therefore that I am extremely upbeat about India's launch of NDR and open acreage licensing. Let me conclude by expressing my optimism that two new initiatives of National Data Repository and open acreage licensing launched today would facilitate making business decisions pertaining to investment in our upstream sector more effectively.